Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Over and Under. Over and Under was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and this one's the shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, with a neat new drone, the KFPLAN KF617 drone. Now, a couple months back, I did a review of this particular drone's little brother, the KF616, a much smaller drone than this. And it was problematic. It had some issues, particularly with its obstacle. It also had optical avoidance sensor on it. It didn't seem to work on that particular drone, or it was kind of iffy how it worked. However, this one, the follow-on drone, I guess KFPLAN saw my video and made sure this one actually works. I already took this down in the basement just to give it a try. And it actually worked, folks. The obstacle avoidance worked very well, in fact. There's also some other features of this drone that actually worked very well, too. And I'll go into them here throughout this review. But let's talk more about the drone. It is a folding drone, okay, as with a lot of drones these days. And the idea is for maximum portability. You can shrink it down in size by folding it and unfolding it like so. I go with the front arms first and then the back arms to open it up. So there it is in its opened up state. Okay, let's put it down on the ground so you can see it. Other things about the drone, it comes with a carrying case for augmenting that portability. There's a nice carrying case for the drone and its accessories, all of its accessories. They all fit inside this. This is what it came in. Okay, just let you know. Okay, it's available in both orange and black. I got the black version this time. Last time I had the orange version for the KF616, but this one I got in black. And the total weight of this drone with its battery is only 170 grams. And what does that mean? That means in most countries, this does not require registration. A lot of countries require registration of drones over 250 grams. This one's well under 250 grams at 170, so it does not require registration in most countries. There are some countries, however, that since this does have a camera, okay, so those countries that have restrictions on camera drones will require registration, but in most countries, especially in my country, the US, this does not require registration. Okay, other things about the drone, it has both altitude hold, which most drones have these days, but it also has another thing, this little camera in the belly, okay? Not only can you take pictures from this little camera is here for a reason, folks, not just to take pictures, but it's an optical flow sensor. What is an optical flow sensor? Well, this camera looks directly beneath the drone from the belly at the ground. And based on the view that it sees on the ground, it is able to automatically hover in place, maintain a nice steady hover. Not only the altitude hold, but the horizontal position. And again, I took this down in the basement. It actually worked. Okay, and again, that surprised me because, you know, optical flow sensors have been out for years, folks, but in recent years, they haven't worked very well. I don't know why, not in these toy drones, but this one does. This one actually works, so I was surprised and happy to see that. Other things it has includes headless mode capability, where this drone can be pointed in any direction, and by pushing forward and back on the controller or right and left, it will go in that direction regardless which direction the drone is actually pointed. Okay, I'll demonstrate that when we go flying, but yeah, it does have optical or headless mode capability. It also is able to do flips. You press a button and this drone will flip, okay, do stunts, forward and back flips, and I think roll flips too. We'll see when we fly it. But the thing about flips though, this drone has brushed motors. Okay, brushed motors will fail eventually with time. Doing excessive flips can damage these motors, causing premature failure of the brushed motor. So I recommend if you're going to do flips, you know, maybe do 1 or 2 per flight. Don't do a lot of them because you will stress out the motors and they will fail earlier than they should if you do a lot of flips with this particular drone. In fact, that's why, you know, it became a rarity to see drones with flips these days, and the reason being a lot of the manufacturers said, let's just take that feature out because it kills the motors. But it is pretty cool to have, though, you know, be able to do 1 or 2. The other thing this has, the main, you know, the optical flow is what interested me the most, along with this optical avoidance sensor. And it does have an optical avoidance sensor, both on the top, I guess to keep it from hitting the ceiling. I hope that's what it's there for. We're going to find out when we go in my basement. Along with some sets. Oh, no. That's not what this is on top. This is the emitter. Okay, this infrared emitter. This is sending out a light, an invisible beam that you can't see because it's infrared. And these are infrared sensors on the sides and on the front and back. So this emits a light, infrared light that you can't see because it's infrared, that bounces off objects and comes back to these sensors. And based on how close the aircraft is to an object, the aircraft will actually, it starts beeping, and these lights start flashing, and the drone will stop. It can't get any closer to an object, and it actually does work. Okay, I'll show you again in the basement when we go flying this. Other things about this drone: it has a camera, and we mentioned that already. It's actually a 1080p camera. I was surprised at that too. It's not too bad looking. It's 1080p though at 20 frames per second, so there is an issue there. And the other issue is there is no SD card recording capability. The video is recorded directly to your phone over Wi-Fi using an app, the Wi-Fi UAV app. One other thing about this camera, it has a gimbal that actually moves up or down, okay, remotely using the controller to send a signal to tell it to look up, look down, and it will do such. It's not a smooth movement, you know, it's kind of jerky like that, but you know, it does have an up-down control on the camera mount. Okay, regarding the camera itself, let's pick it up again. I just put it down. Regarding the camera, it sends its video to your phone. It transmits video to your phone to be viewed on your phone via Wi-Fi. Okay, it uses standard 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. What does that mean? That means this should work with most phones. Okay, this doesn't require a special 802.11 AC Wi-Fi to use. You know, the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi you see on most other drones. This uses standard 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So again, this drone will work with most phones. However, keep in mind, since it's using 2.4 gigahertz, that signal will also interfere with the controller, which also operates on 2.4 gigahertz. So what you're going to see is the range on that video is not going to be as great as you'd see with drones that use 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, because there's no interference between 5 gigahertz and that controller. But since it will be operating on 2.4 gigahertz, the Wi-Fi signal, I do expect to see some interference between the two, causing some frame drops, you know, from frame skipping, frozen frames, and reduced range because of 2.4 gigahertz. Okay, now that the app that this uses is called the Wi-Fi UAV app, available in Google Play and iTunes. That app also enables you to fly this drone with the app alone if you wish to do that. I don't recommend doing that, to tell you the truth, because you get much better, more precise, safe control with a controller than using the app. But again, it is capable of flying via the app only. Okay, let's go over what you get with the drone. Again, you get its carrying case, you get the drone, you get an operating manual for the drone in both English and Chinese. You get an instruction manual for the app, the Wi-Fi UAV app, and how to get it. You get the drone. I didn't mention its battery. You get 1 battery, 2 batteries, or 3 batteries, depending on which version you get. But to get the battery out, you got to, oh, I'm sorry, I was doing it wrong. You got to slide this connector back on both sides and pull it out like so. Okay, it goes in like so. Now, I didn't mention the battery because it's time to mention it. But it is a 3.7 volt, I believe 1200 milliamp hour battery. They predict this to give you about 10 minutes of flight time. I would believe that. You know, 1200 milliamp hour battery of this size of a drone should be able to operate for approximately 12 minutes. And when you put it back in, look for the connectors on both the battery and the drone, and then put it in at an angle like so. It slides in at an angle like so, down, and then clips together through these 2 clips. Again, don't try to forcefully pull this out. To open it again, you got to put your fingers on both sides, your thumb and forefinger, and then slide this backward like so, and then lift it up diagonally like so to get the battery out. So that's how that battery goes in and out. But again, you get the drone, you get a battery, 1, 2, or 3 batteries, depending which version you get. You get a full spare set of propellers. You get a screwdriver for removing those propellers, and you also get a cable, micro USB cable, and that is for charging the battery. I forgot to mention that too. Let's take that battery out one more time. This battery is charged via a micro USB port right there. You plug that in, into a wall charger. I recommend a 2-amp wall charger with this particular battery, and you plug it in there and the little red light comes on, and when that red light extinguishes, the battery is fully charged. So that's how you charge this battery in this drone. Other things you get the propellers, you get a set of prop guards. I'm going to fly mine without prop guards. The drone generally flies better if you don't use prop guards. Most drones do, because these prop guards do interfere with the airflow around the propellers. And also, if you're flying outdoors with prop guards on, they act like Christmas tree ornaments, hooks, and your drone can become a Christmas tree ornament if you crash into a tree. So keep that in mind, folks. Okay, let's go over the controller and what you get with this controller. One thing about the controller, it is powered by 3 AA batteries, as you see there. Other buttons on this controller. This button is for rates. A quick press of this button, enables the drone to increase its pitch and thus its speed. For most flights, I would recommend keeping it in low rate, beginner's rate. But if you want to do tricks in high-speed flying, you can by pressing this button, and it will do such. Okay. Other things on this button here is for flips. You press this button here, and then you can tell the drone which direction to flip by moving the right control stick. Forward flip, back flip, left flip, or right flip. Okay, other buttons, it has automatic takeoff and automatic landing, which you activate by pressing this button here. Or you can do an emergency stop. Say this crashes into a tree or a bush, and you want to protect those motors from burning out. You want to stop those motors as soon as possible, or if this flips upside down and crashes, the same thing. By pressing and holding this button here, emergency stop, and it will do such. You can calibrate the gyros by a quick press of this button here, or enter into I believe it's a headless mode is a quick press, and then you can calibrate the gyros by doing a long press on this particular button here. You can take a photo by a quick press of this button here, or start and stop video by a long press of this button here. And this button here is for obstacle avoidance and trim. So if you want to trim the drone, you do a long press of this button and then move this stick right or left to trim it. But a short press of this button will turn on the obstacle avoidance system, and the lights will start to blink. They blink when the obstacle avoidance system comes on, and if you move close to an object, they'll rapidly blink, and this will also beep to let you know you're close to the object. Before that, automatically you'll stop. And we'll again demonstrate that when we go down into my flight test facility downstairs. This button here is for turning on and off the controller by pressing it like so. And these 2 buttons here are for moving the camera angle up or down. This is up and that is down. Repeated presses and it will go up or down. Now this is your phone holder. My particular phone doesn't fit in this, my Armor 6E, so I'm going to have to use one of my older phones to fit it in here. Okay, so keep in mind the larger phones might have a problem with this particular phone holder. So that is what you get with the KF617 from KFPLAN. Let's take it down to the flight test facility in my basement first. And following that, I just actually might take it outside too for an outdoor flight. So hope you enjoy these flights. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and welcome to the Quadcopter 101 indoor flight test facility for the test flight of the KF617. Okay, to start this up, hey, before we start it up, notice that I got prop guards on it. I know what I said, folks, but this is a bigger drone than most toy drones. For indoor flying purposes, I would recommend putting on prop guards just for indoor flying. Outdoors, take them off. Okay, and the same reason being, this will end up in a tree and then you'll never be able to get it down again. Okay, so to start this up, you put it on a flat level surface like so, and press and hold the on-off switch until the lights flash. Then you turn on the transmitter like so, and the lights should go solid, telling you that it is connected to the controller. We can fly it now. But we want to get that video from it, so I'm going to need to connect the Wi-Fi signal that's emanating from the drone to my phone. I'm going to go into my phone settings, look for that Wi-Fi signal, and connect to it, and then I open the app, and I'll be able to see that video. So hold on while I do that, folks. Okay, this is the Wi-Fi UAV app available on Google Play and iTunes, and you really don't need to go into settings. There's nothing that's really applicable to this other than if it goes out of English mode. But you can see the other languages that can be used with this particular phone. But we're going to come out of settings, and the reason being we want to go and hit start. And we should be able to view the FPV video coming from the drone, and we are. Okay, before we take off, I also want to start the video recording by pressing and holding this button here. And we see a little yellow signal that tells us it is recording. Now all we need to do to take off is to press this left button here. And there it is. Okay, let's see how that optical flow system is working. I'm getting a little closer to it just to see it. But yeah, it's working. Okay, I am noticing a lot of jello though with this particular drone. But okay, let's turn on the obstacle avoidance system by pressing this button here. And notice the lights blink. Okay, let's go up a bit higher and push forward and see how that works. Now you got to go slow with obstacle avoidance. You go fast, it don't work. So let's see if it'll recognize. There, hear that beeping? Okay, it says I am near a wall. I can't go any closer to it. Get me out of here. So I'm going to pull it back. Let's try it to the right. Here, I'm going to hold up the stick so you can see it. Let's go to the right. That blinking starts. I'm giving it more right throttle or right pitch. It won't let it go. So it works. It actually works. Let's bring it out of there. Going up a bit higher so it don't hit my hot tub. And bring it over here closer. Now, we got obstacle avoidance on. Let's turn it toward me. Show you the camera and say, how do you like my shirt today, folks? Now notice, I don't need to fly this thing. It's doing it itself. Although it is drifting a little bit over there. Let's focus it back toward me. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of vibrations though. So that's another thing, you know, with a toy drone, do not expect cinematic photography. You're not going to get it. But, you know, if you want a cheap drone that'll take you up and then you'll be able to view your neighborhood real quick, yeah, this will do it. And also a cheap drone that's easy to fly because of that optical flow system that enables it to automatically hover, yeah, that's great too. You even got a drone that you can narrate in front of while it's flying and not actually spending any time flying the drone while it's doing that. So, all in all, yeah, it works. It kind of works. Okay, the other thing I want to try is pressing this button here and pushing forward. Okay, I'll just turn off obstacle avoidance first off by pressing and holding this button here. Okay, and what I want to do, well, obstacle avoidance did not go off. I think I got to press a quick press. There we go. Now, next thing I want to try is headless mode, and that button is this button here, I believe. No, I got to hold it down. Yeah, trying to get headless mode working here, folks, but that's not working it. Okay, let me land it real quick to make sure I'm pressing the right button. I'm going to press that automatic land button now. And that puts it on the ground. I'm going to stop that video recording. But I got to look, folks, beneath my phone here to see where the headless mode is, and there it is here. So headless mode is, you got to hold down that button, the second button from the left. I forgot already where it is. So let's go back into the air again. Actually, I want to make sure it's pointed in that direction because I want that to be the headless mode direction. Whichever direction it's pointed at takeoff should be the headless mode direction. Okay, I just did a calibration too, but taking off. Okay, then pressing the headless mode, or pressing the record button. I want to record video too. Okay, and pressing headless mode button and holding it. Okay, we are now in headless mode. Okay, what does that mean? This will be always left, that'll be always right with this right stick. This will always be forward with the right stick, and this will always be back. And that also means we can fly backwards now. Like so. And I'm going to press forward on the stick, and it should fly away from me. Okay? Actually, in headless mode, we can even pirouette it. I'm going to pirouette the drone. Flying toward me, flying to the right. Let me go to higher rate too, so we get faster pirouettes. Forward, back, left, right. It don't matter which direction it's pointed. That is always forward, this is always back, that's left to right. That makes flying by beginner pilots very easy. Okay, I'm turning off headless mode. And we are still in second rate. So we demonstrated optical flow, headless mode, altitudinal barometers working, as we can see there. Let's just fly it around in my house. Going back to beginner's rate because, again, this is a large drone. That's second rate. Third rate. There, beginner's rate. Beginner's rate should, beginners should be able to easily fly this. Okay, notice that the lights blink. That's the optical avoidance system. Still kind of works even when you're, but it doesn't stop the drone with it turned off, but it's still detecting objects when it's flying around. Let's bring it up close. Pretty cool drone, huh? And that optical flow again makes it very easy to fly. It just hovers, okay? Again, other cheap toy drones, you normally have to manually fly it. Okay, this one acts almost like a GPS system. Now the difference being, there is no automatic return to home. You can't do automatic return to home with optical flow. You got to manually fly it, or manually bring it home, because there is no GPS. GPS knows what the takeoff position is. Optical flow does not know where takeoff position is. There's no computer other than computer trying to maintain its position. That's it. Okay, like it's doing now. So, okay. Now, this also can do flips. Let's see if I can do a flip with it this low. I'm going to bring it down low. The reason being, it kind of climbs when it does a flip. Let's try it. We're going to do a right flip. Okay. Don't do flips indoors. Okay, we just learned that. Let me stop that recording and restart the recording again. Again, don't do flips indoors. It takes too much vertical space to do a flip with this particular drone. Let's see if we can take off now. Do I need to rebind it after it bumping itself? I do. So hold on while I rebind this drone. It shouldn't take long. Actually, can I start it by down and in or down and out? Oh yeah, there we go. I just started it by moving it, the sticks down and in. So you can also manually stop it like such, okay? So if you crash in a tree, you can stop those motors quickly by just bringing both sticks down and in like that. So, okay, let's see, do a manual takeoff. Give it a throttle. Okay, no more flips indoors. We'll do them outdoors. We fly it outdoor later. But I'm just going to turn it around here. Now, this being a big drone like this, I really can't do a lot of acrobatics indoors or a lot of maneuvering flight. It just ain't going to happen with this big of a drone. Okay, it is kind of a large drone for indoor flying. So you beginners, be careful. Fly nice and slow. Don't try fancy things indoors with this particular drone. It's just too big. Okay. Notice those optical obstacle avoidance sensors were blinking, but again, they do not work unless you turn on the obstacle flow or obstacle avoidance. I'll do such right now. Obstacle avoidance is on. Let's move it to the left to see if it senses the door or the wall. Yeah, there we go. See, I'm trying to move it closer to that wall. It's not letting me. The obstacle avoidance sensor is stopping it. Point it toward me. Let's bring it toward me. See if it senses me. Come on. Oh, there we go. It's sensing me now. I'm trying to push forward. Boy, it's dangerous. Don't try that at home, folks, because that could have flown into me if the obstacle avoidance didn't work. Okay, going back toward the other wall. Yeah, it's sensing the wall, blocking it. Okay. Coming back toward me. So, obstacle avoidance does work on this. Pretty neat drone, huh? For the price. It is a pretty neat drone for the price. Now, the only bad thing about it I'm seeing again is a lot of jello. Mainly it's due to I'm sure those propellers could use a bit of balancing. If you go on YouTube, if you are on YouTube watching my video, look up drone propeller balancing. There's a way to do it with tape. I'm going to explain it here, but you can reduce the vibrations of those propellers to minimize this jello by applying tape near the tip of the propellers. So I'm going to turn off that obstacle avoidance. And right now we are blinking because I think we're low on battery. Notice I'm on my knees here. It's starting to be on the same level as that drone. Let me press that again and see if that's true. Oh, okay, obstacle avoidance is off. Okay, I was holding it down 2 seconds, and that wasn't doing it. Okay, while we're here, let's go up a little bit higher. Go up a bit higher. Go up a bit higher, and point that camera down. Okay, I just pointed the camera down a little bit, so look at me from up above. Hello up there. So, pretty neat drone. Okay, point the camera back up. Okay, it was sensing no. Oh, there we go. Low battery. So let's see what it does at low battery. Its altitude hold gets a little wonky. Maybe it was because it was oh, our air conditioner's on. Never mind. That was the air conditioner causing that, hitting it. But we'll see how long of a flight time we got with this blinking light here. Give you my final thoughts here before we take it outdoors. So indoors, put the prop guards on. Obstacle avoidance works, but you got to fly slow. If you go into high speed, it won't work. It'll crash. Okay. Beginner pilots, take it easy with this drone. It is a big drone. The altitude hold can use a little work here, especially when wind is hitting it right now. Again, the air conditioner's bumping it around a bit. So we're seeing that. And it's also probably sensing its own prop wash, and it's about to land itself. Right. Let me give it a little more throttle. Keep you in the air. I'm giving it more and more throttle. Keep it in the air. It wants to land. So we're going to land it. We're going to call that the flight time. Okay, landing it now. So that's the indoor flight of the KF617. Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far in this particular drone. It's very easy to fly. Good for beginner pilots. You know, that optical flow system works well. That is something that it was on a lot of drones about 3 or 4 years ago. Then they took optical flow off, and then they tried to put it back on these toy drones, and they wasn't working. This one, it works. So let's take it outdoors now and see how it flies. So I hope you enjoy the second part of these flights. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and welcome to the outdoor flight of the KF617. Okay, I already have this connected to the drone. The Wi-Fi connected to the drone, and also have bound it to the controller. So all we need to do really is put the drone on the ground, and also I need to start Mobazin. I haven't started recording yet on Mobazin, so hold on while I do that. I use Mobazin Screen Recorder for those of you who are wondering what I use to record the screen video. So this is the Wi-Fi UAV app available in Google Play and iTunes. So we should be ready to take off. I am going to start recording first off by holding down the record button, and we are recording, and then give it automatic takeoff by pressing the automatic takeoff button. And let's check that optical flow. Well, optical flow seems to be working. So let's go over here a bit, and I'll go out here into the grass, turn the drone toward me, and say, how do you like my shirt today, folks? Okay, so yeah, that optical flow works. Next thing, while we're out here, outside, let's try the flip button. Flip, press the flip button, and right flip. Okay, going up a little bit higher, flip button, and forward flip. So those are the flips it does. I limit the amount of flips that I do with drones because that does damage the motor, so don't do them too much. Okay, we are recording, so let's go over into the circle, out into the circle, and go up higher and show the area. Pop it right there. Let's see if it's holding its position. It is. No, it's drifting a bit. So we've reached the maximum amount of height it can fly and have that optical flow work here. But let's try it over here. I'm going here at that altitude. Is it holding its position? It's drifting a bit. Yeah, it's drifting. So no, you know, the maximum altitude that optical flow works is probably I don't know, guessing about 8 feet or so. But while we're here, let's try some of the other features of this, namely that camera. Okay, let's see, can we look up higher? Pressing the up button? Yeah, we can look up at the sky actually. Go even higher. That's at max altitude. Coming back down and setting it there. Now I do see a lot of jello
That's to be expected. You know, you're in the price range of this drone, you're not going to get a cinematic drone, but still you have a drone that you can have some fun with. Okay, let's go up a bit higher. Higher, higher, higher. And show the area there. Let's do a rotate from up there. Showing the area with the camera of the drone. So, that's the camera. Now let's bring it down and try to see how well this flies. Okay, coming down, coming down. And from there, let's increase the rate. Okay, we're in second rate right now. Let's see how it flies in second rate. It turns a little faster. A little puddle jumper flying around here near. But let's see what it does. Okay, let's go to higher rate, third rate. Highest rate. Yeah, it's kind of nimble. Getting it in closer. Plop it there. Point it there. And that optical flow is not working on this surface here, okay? I guess you need okay, there we go. It seems to be kicking in now. Let me get in the picture. And setting the camera down a bit. Down. There I am again. So, you know, it can do this, okay? It can automatically hover. I'm not controlling it right now. It's just hovering on its own. So, you know, if you're looking for a drone that can do that, this drone can do it. Keep in mind that you got to be about, you know, 8 feet or less, 8 to 10 feet for that optical flow system to work. But it does work. So, raising the drone up, or actually, let me sync up the cameras while we're here so my voice is matched, and raising that camera back up again. Okay, and which beginner, intermediate, expert? Intermediate, expert. Okay, let's try some stunt flying. Let's see if I can do some stunt flying with this. Coming around, and we're going to try to do a flip. There it did, a flip. Come around again. And trying funnels. Funnels, its lights are blinking, so its battery's getting low, by the way. Hold on, let's see there. Before we lose that battery, I want to stop that recording, make sure I got that recording. And starting the recording again. Oh, actually, I haven't taken a picture yet. Let's take a picture. Okay, that's one picture. Put it over here. Let's try it again. Another picture. Okay, its light flashes when it takes a picture. So as its pictures, coming back up again, recording again. Now, syncing it up the cameras. Again, this is one of the cheapest drones you can that can do this automatic hovering. And again, it's based on that little camera that's beneath that drone, looking down at the ground to maintain its position. And it actually seems to work, okay? A lot of the toy drones that I've seen in recent years, the optical flow systems didn't work. When they first came out, they worked very well. I mean, I don't know what happened, though, for a period of about 3 or 4 years, they didn't work, but this one seems to be working again, so that's great. Okay, we're still in high rate. Let's go up again. There's a hawk up there. I wonder if he's going to see my drone. See him up there? But, okay, coming back down. The wind's picking up, so I'm going to come back down. There's a bit of a breeze through the trees. Yeah, let's see if we got power to do another flip. Yeah, we do. Let's do that again. Coming this way. Okay, 2 flips. Again, limit those flips because those do damage motors. Just let you know. Be careful with flips. So, okay, one more time going up. I hope that's recording well. I'm looking at the screen. You know, the recording, the video coming from the FPV is not too bad. Actually, you could probably fly FPV with this one because it's not a zoomed-in camera. The camera is actually relatively good. Seems to be 1080p. They claim it's 1080p. It seems to be 1080p, so that's cool. Going around that way. And coming back. Popping itself there and going up. Coming around. Okay, lights are blinking. Lights are blinking. What does that mean? I mean, okay, they stopped blinking. They were blinking there for a second. They were blinking for a second. Let's see if it holds. The wind is blowing right now. I'm seeing how well it'll hold its position here in the wind. Seems to be doing it. So it's getting bossed around a bit though from that wind. You can see that. But it's not moving. Okay, I'm not controlling it. Well, it's kind of drifting backward now. And then it stops right there. So that's it. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. Now, obstacle avoidance system, I'm not so sure how well that works here. I'm going to go to intermediate rate. The wind is pushing it backward. Let's see if I let go, will it, obstacle avoidance, plop it from that wind? It's trying to. Yeah, I let go again and it works. Or not obstacle avoidance, the auto hover of the optical flow. That little camera right there is maintaining its hover. See the little camera right there? So that's how it maintains its position. So overall, you know, an interesting drone for beginner flyers. To give them a taste of flying an FPV drone with a camera and enabling auto hover as opposed to other toy drones that can't do this. And its flight time seems to be reasonably well too. You know, I think I'm over 10 minutes already with this. So I'm kind of surprised it's that good. Okay, turning it again. Let's see if I turned it and it drifts a bit in the turn. Turning again. Okay, we seem to be good. Let's get up close to it and set it up and away. And there goes its battery. So let's come back down again. We get an audible warning when the battery's getting low, which is good, I guess. So the battery is getting low. Let's bring it up close again. Give me my final thoughts. Overall, yeah, great drone for beginner pilots. Okay, reasonably priced, I believe. Available with 1, 2, or 3 batteries. If you do get the multiple batteries, make sure you fly this, providing at least 50 minutes of rest time between flights. That way your batteries will last a lot longer, folks. Okay, so. And I think that's the end of its flight time. Let's stop that video recording by pressing that video recording button, making sure it changes from yellow, and it doesn't, so I'm going to use the app to turn it off. Make sure we got that video recording. So overall, the KF617, yeah, it's a great beginner's drone, in my opinion. Good drone for beginners. So, hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.
Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.